Greetings from MWN.com. Dr.M.Wilson, formerly Vice Principal and Head of Department of Commerce, Scott Christian College, Nagercoil is delighted in presenting this session. Thank you. Please subscribe the channel MWN.com. Cross-cultural organizational behavior. Cross-cultural organizational behavior is the study of how cultural differences affect the behavior of individuals and groups in the workplace. It includes the examination of how cultural differences impact communication styles, leadership approaches, and decision-making processes. Some other aspects of cross-cultural organizational behavior are as follows. 1. Cross-cultural management. The study of how societal culture influences managers and management practices, as well as the cultural orientations of individual managers and organization members. 2. Cross-cultural collaboration. Teams with people from different cultural backgrounds can bring diverse viewpoints and solutions, which can foster creativity and innovation. 3. Cross-cultural leadership. A type of leadership that can keep people from different cultures together and direct them towards a common goal. Meaning of culture. Culture may be defined as the collective programming of the mind which distinguishes the members of one human group from another, the interactive aggregate of common characteristics that influences a human group's response to its environment. It is the unique characteristics of a people. Culture is something that is shared by all or most of the members of a society. It is something that older members of a society attempt to pass along to younger members. Dimensions of culture. There are several ways to distinguish different cultures from one another. The 6 dimensions of culture according to Kluckhohn and Strodbeck are as follows. 1. How people view humanity. Are people basically good, or are they evil? Can most people be trusted or not? Are most people honest? What is the true nature of humankind? 2. How people see nature. What is the proper relationship between people and the environment? Should people be in harmony with nature, or should they attempt to control or harness nature? 3. How people approach interpersonal relationships. Should one stress individualism or membership in a group? Is the person more or less important than the group? What is the pecking order in a society? Is it based on seniority or on wealth and power? 4. How people view activity and achievement. Which is a more worthy goal, activity, getting somewhere, or simply staying where one is? 5. How people view time. Should one focus on the past, the present, or the future? Some cultures are said to be living in the past, whereas others are looking to the future. 6. How people view space. How should physical space be used in our lives? Should we live communally or separately? Should important people be physically separated from others? Should important meetings be held privately or in public? Barriers of cross-cultural organizational operations. 1. Language barriers. Different languages can lead to misunderstandings and conflicts. 2. Communication styles. Different communication styles can lead to misunderstandings and conflicts. 3. Perceptions of authority and hierarchy. Different perceptions of authority and hierarchy can lead to misunderstandings and conflicts. 4. Cultural differences. Cultural differences can impact cross-border mergers and acquisitions, and can lead to unsuccessful integration. 5. Lack of communication. Poor communication can lead to collaboration falling apart. 6. Lack of cultural intelligence. Cultural intelligence is an important competency for cross-cultural teams. Methods to improve cross-cultural organizational operations. 1. Effective planning and strategy. Effective planning and strategy can help deal with cultural differences. 2. Improve communication. Good communication is important for cross-team interaction. 3. Develop cultural intelligence. Cultural intelligence is an important competency for cross-cultural teams. 4. Encourage continuous learning. Encourage employees to constantly adapt and grow in their role. Global workforce. A global workforce is a composition of team members hailing from different countries or regions from across the globe. Organizations tap at the international talent market across countries and regions divided by cultures, ethnicities, and work backgrounds to find more skilled and efficient resources. Management of global employee workforce. 1. Keep cultural sensitivity in mind. The management should recognize and understand cultural sentiments since they will be having people working from different geographical backgrounds. Cultural sensitivity training should be given to both employees and managers. It helps for treating everyone equally and humbly and helps to foster a more inclusive and understanding work environment. 2. Be mindful about time zones. Different countries have different time zones. Hence, the management should build resilient working environments according to different time zones. 3. Build robust remote work policies. Work policies are different for different countries. Hence, clear and comprehensive remote work policies should be formulated. It should define the company's long-term objectives, performance metrics, and guidelines for remote employees in different geographies. 4. Use effective communication methods. Management should establish clear communication channels that help everyone stay in the loop and informed. They should use different methods to communicate effectively with their staff available globally. They can use video conferencing and globally used messaging apps like Skype. 5. Invest in robust technology infrastructure. The companies should invest in secure and reliable technology infrastructure that helps make remote working effortless and stress-free. 6. Set clear goals and performance metrics. Companies should set up clear objectives, common goals, and metrics in order to adjust with the remote team. 7. Focus on leadership development. The leadership should be capable to lead a globally divided workforce. Hence, training programs to train leaders and managers on effective global leadership skills should be provided. It helps to enhance cross-cultural communication, conflict resolution, and team building. 8. Focus on team building activities. Companies should make sure to organize virtual team building activities. This will help strengthen interpersonal relationships within teams and boost a culture of teamwork. Cross-cultural communication. Cross-cultural communication is the process of interacting with people from different cultures in a respectful way. It involves recognizing and acknowledging differences and similarities between cultural groups, and adjusting to improve communication. Cross-cultural communication is important in today's world because it can help create successful work environments, and enable teams to collaborate efficiently. It can also help people understand the life experiences of others, and participate as global citizens. Some key aspects of cross-cultural communication include overcoming language differences, understanding nonverbal cues, working together to convey ideas, and adopting empathy. Some strategies for effective cross-cultural communication include being aware and willing to adjust, being curious, and listening to the answer and following up on a word. Factors impacting cross-cultural communication in the workplace. 1. Cultural identity. Culture can be defined as the learned behavior of values, attitudes, thought patterns, and ways of doing things that a person brings with them from a particular place where they were brought up as a child. These values and attitudes can have an impact on communication across cultures. This is because each person's norms and practices will often be different and may possibly clash with those of coworkers brought up in different parts of the world. 2. Racial identity. Racial identity refers to one's membership to a particular race. This shows the difference in communication with their coworkers of different races. 3. Ethnic identity. Ethnic identity highlights the role ethnicity plays in how two coworkers from different cultures interact with one another. 4. Gender roles. Gender may impact intercultural communication. Communication between members of different cultures is affected by how different societies view the roles of men and women. 5. Individual identity. It means that how a person communicates with others from other cultures depends on their own unique personality traits and how they esteem themselves. An individual from a culture can be observed to be open-minded or conservative. These differences will have an effect on the way that multiple individuals from the same culture communicate with other individuals. 6. Social class. The social identity factor refers to the level of society that person was born into or references when determining whom they want to be and how they will act accordingly. Social identity is mainly related to income like upper class, middle class, and low class income levels. At international level, it may be grouped into developed and developing nations. 7. Age. The age identity factor refers to how members of different age groups interact with one another. This might be thought of in terms of the generation gap. 8. The roles identity factor. The role identity factor refers to the different roles a person plays in his or her life. It includes their roles as a husband or wife, father, mother or child, employer or employee, etc. Various roles influence how they will interact with their fellow colleague or counterpart. Cross-culture differences. Every culture shapes how its most minute and important social, societal, and professional behaviors are interpreted, and that inevitably carries over into business. Some cultures view the association between a manager and a subordinate as a symbiotic relationship. In others, the manager is expected to rule from a distance. Cross-culture extends to body language, physical contact, and perceptions of personal space. In cultures that adhere to strict religious standards, interactions between members of the opposite sex, even in the business sphere, may be complicated. Body language such as hand gestures may be frowned upon or, worse yet, may have meanings that are entirely unintended. In some cultures, casual touching is common, while in others it is viewed as rude, disrespectful, or worse. Diversity management. Diversity management refers to organizational actions that aim to promote greater inclusion of employees from different backgrounds into an organization's structure through specific policies and programs. It is the process of planning and implementing systems and practices to maximize the benefits of diversity in the workplace while minimizing the disadvantages. Methods for managing diversity in the workplace. 1. Inclusive leadership. It means ensuring all team members feel valued, respected, and welcomed. 2. Promote employee engagement. Employees should feel that they are accepted and included so that they are more comfortable, confident, and productive. 3. Encourage diverse teams. A diverse workforce can foster innovative thinking and adaptability. 4. Identify stereotypes and biases. Remove communication barriers and make sure the work environment is accessible. 5. Provide training. Establish policies and procedures for providing training to employees. 6. Celebrate diversity. Some benefits of diversity in the workplace include improved organizational performance, lower turnover rates, and more loyal employees. Steps to enhance diversity management in any workplace. 1. Enhanced communication. The role of communication in managing cultural diversity is of extreme levels. If the issues of the employees are not heard by the company, no positive relationship will be established. The HR department should take feedback from the employees and should help in maintaining a positive work environment thoroughly. Cultural and linguistic challenges will only be overcome if there is good communication between the employees and between the company and its employees. 2. Maintenance of equality. The organization needs to treat every employee with an equal amount of respect. Stereotypical assumptions about people's race and background should be stopped, and all prejudices should be kept aside inside the office. Strong actions should be taken by the organization if someone fails to maintain their decency and respect towards any employee. 3. Diverse hiring. Any company should be extremely transparent and unbiased with its hiring procedures. They should be extremely unbiased with their hiring procedure and should present the same number of opportunities to every individual irrespective of their gender, race, ethnicity, and background. Talent and honesty should be high emphasized rather than anything else. All companies should transcend their biases and prejudices and should only hire people based on their skills and talents.